Welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast. My name is Ian Ray. I'm your host for today. And today I have Annabelle Panlilio, all the way in Canada. Remind me what part of Canada? Ottawa, Winnipeg. Different. So right above Minnesota or, okay. Ish. Okay, North Dakota. Okay. Registered massage therapist and a fascia stretch therapist. Welcome to the podcast, Annabelle, finally. All right. So you were one of the first few people I've reached out to. I suppose probably when I began, because I saw that, you were doing FSD, you were doing RMT. And I want to have you on the podcast because I want to hear your story of how you got into doing FSD and how you found Stretch to Win. Please share your story really quick. What you do, how you found Stretch to Win.
Okay. Well, yeah, like you mentioned, I've been massaging for the past 10 years, and I've been fascial stretching for the past 7 years. I started in 2017. So yeah, I've been stretching since then. And I forgot the question.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you.
Oh yeah, so the way I came across the fascial stretching was through Instagram actually. There was a girl that doing stretches from a UFC gym. She was doing it on MMA. Short little Asian girl. She was probably about, I think she's like 4'11", 4'10", but she was doing it on like these tall MMA players or MMA fighters. Just some of the stretching that she was doing was new to me. So stuff like this, the rack of buttons. I was like, I've never seen that stretch before. That looks cool. I don't see it being done here in Winnipeg, at least at that time. I want to learn it. I want to be one of the first people in the city to get it out there. So at that time, I asked her about it, and she mentioned Stretch to Win, so I looked into it. But I think after a year of finding Stretch to Win, yeah, after a year after, I finally decided like I'm just gonna go for it. So I registered. I took my level 1 in Toronto, and then year after the level 2, year after that, the level 3. Yeah. So, and I have no regrets at all.
So as far as the, did you have any hesitancy enrolling into the course or like initial thoughts about before enrolling into the Stretch to Win course?
So the only hesitation I had was obviously the cost, but yeah, the cost was a little bit of hesitation. And when I mentioned this to people that I work with, because they never heard of it, they're just like, are you sure? Like, is it worth it? Can you actually make more with adding that onto your practice? And I didn't really know much about it at that point, but it was just something that stuck in my head. Even a year later, still something stuck in my head. It's like, I want to learn, I want to learn, I want to learn it. And at that point, it's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna learn. I'm just gonna register.
Gotcha. So as far as like the demographics and the population that you're working with, who are they? What do they do typically?
So the demographic I work with now, it's a lot of like business professionals. So I work in a clinic in a business building. So everyone comes like on break and stuff like that. But during the summer, we have like the Canadian Basketball League that comes through, and our city has a team. Like we just had a team the past 2 years. So during the summer, I worked on the players, and I think working on those players helped really get fashion stretching out there to other players, even non-players. Mm-hmm. And then it gave me more confidence to include it in treatments that I do on just the general public. And that was my way to introduce fascial stretching to them. And then it just word of mouth, right? So now I would say my especially with me, depending what you want. If it's with athletes, like a professional, they prefer the stretching more than like hands on massage. But when it comes to like the general public, it all depends on what I feel the body needs. And most of them
Yeah.
need the stretching, so I do more stretching than the massage. Yeah, I think more people do. More people need the stretch than the massage. Not to knock them out.
Massage.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So with FSD, that's how you include FSD into your practice, is basically just depending on what they're feeling, especially athletes more on the FSD side. So yeah, that's awesome.
And it's
Have
like
you?
all positive results, right? Everyone I've done the stretching to, they're
Mhm.
just like, wow, I felt so good. I've never stretched like that. I tried stretching, but I can't get to those, like, I can't get that type of stretch.
Do you have some like success stories or like wins as far as like how FSD has helped your clients? What if
Um,
it's
I think there's this one lady that popped into my mind, and I've been seeing her for, well, she's been seeing me, sorry, for maybe 3, 4 years, but she is close to 60 years old. Um, and I remember when she first came in to see me, she was having issues with her hip. Like she couldn't even cross her legs because there was
Mhm.
that much like discomfort in her hip. I introduced FST to her. First 2 sessions, I like tried to massage it out, and then I just thought, screw it, I'm just gonna stretch it. And yeah, she completed half Ironman. She's been running, biking, swimming with that issue. So for me, that was like a huge win. And
like
now she just constantly sees me now just to like keep up with it. She doesn't want that feeling.
yeah,
And then just
especially if
yeah,
since she's active 60-year-old, like she doesn't want to
yeah.
lose that gains.
And the fact that like she was training to do like half Ironman, and she completed it. And this year she's planning to do another Ironman, marathon. Yeah, she's done.
That's awesome.
And then, and then with the athletes, the basketball players that I've worked on, like I always
Hmm.
follow up to see how they feel. And it's like even sometimes a week later, their hips still feel usually home. Like they feel more energetic, jumpy, just like ready to go. And that's like a week later. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. It's amazing what we did. No regret.
Do you use more at level 2 or level 1 or level 3 type of
Yeah.
stretches for these professional athletes?
I use more level 1 and level 2, especially with shoulder stuff. A lot of level 2. I don't use much level 3. Sometimes I do, but majority level 1 and level 2.
Okay. I guess with that level 3 is sports specific. Is that what you use to the sports specific or more medical, the medical or sports specific? Which side did you go towards? Uh-huh. Okay. How does that work?
I think the difference is pretty much like more medical terms from what I remember the explanations.
Hmm.
And then level 3 you learn more like with you learn stuff with nerves too. I don't know if you have learned uh, fitness side, level 3 fitness. I don't know what they call it now. There's level 3 fitness, level 3 medical. The learn
Yeah.
stuff with like nerves.
And I know they have level 4 now, and that was sports specific, but now it's level 4. Is that my correct understanding?
I think that's what it is. I think we're in sports systems now level 4.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you'll see me in level 4 too at some point.
I guess how would you explain to someone, especially to your clients, what fascia is? Do you have to explain fascia and like what you're working with rather than say, "Hey, I'm just stretching you."
Kind of like it's very, very brief. the way I explain it to them, and I try to explain it to them in a way where it's like layman's terms.
Mm-hmm.
But really, sometimes I'll just say like it's a huge sheath that surrounds, like within your body, surrounds every organ, nerve, muscle. It separates everything, but keeps everything connected. Or I'll say, the chicken skin, the chicken skin analogy. I'm like, that
Uh-huh.
thin sheath in between. I'm like, that's your fascia. Or I'll be like, and when fascia's tight, think of a shirt. Think of you wearing a small shirt and you can't move. That's what happens when your fascia's tight. Like, you just restricted movement.
Mm.
But the most ones I use is the chicken, because everyone
Okay.
knows that. Look, thin sheath with the chicken.
Sure. How about like as far as FST, do you think what is your long-term goals for your business using FST?
Ideally, I would like most of a session to be FST. Maybe a little massage here and there, but majority FST
Mm-hmm.
for people to actually like really understand the benefit. I get a lot of my back hurts. Oh, my muscle is sore. You also can't move. So just for my practice to be more flexible.
Fascia related. Okay. I don't know how it is in Winnipeg, but are more people aware of fascia stretch therapy, or is there more of a awareness to be made where you're from?
I think there's more of an awareness to be made. Not many people really know what fascia is. I've even heard of fascia. So I think, like, if they don't understand, they won't gain the benefit of what, um, just looking at the people who understand it, I'm sure none of them would
Yeah.
understand what fascia is. So I would, my goal would just be that everybody mention it and they know what it is. And it's like, yeah, I want that done. Yeah. But they know what stretching is. They just don't know what the difference between general stretching.
I think I always get that same question of like, what makes you so different than just me stretching on my own? And so I have to explain to them like, well, there's numerous of things, like I'm obviously working on these fascial lines that you can't see. And there's some moves that I do that you just physically can't do. So that's where a practitioner comes in and gets you on the table and stretched out.
And also
As
like
far,
the tractioning, right?
yes,
Tractioning to the naked eye, they don't see that much with the stretch. So to them, it's like they're just it's observed. Yeah.
where do you see fascia stretch therapy evolving in the coming years?
Yeah. I think it's slowly getting out there. It's at least where I'm from. It's still a very small portion of it that are registered to do.
Mm.
Um, I, I feel like we just have to keep almost like giving people examples of it during those meetings. I just hope that later on, yeah,
Hmm.
it's not just a thing, right? It's not like, oh, I'm just stretching. It's like, no, it's actually a truth.
Do most people? I know in Canada, people like to use their benefits towards, and like they don't see it as they don't want to pay out of pocket, I should say, to get these treatments. And I also know in Canada that I guess you have to have another license, or you can't just be a FST practitioner. You have to be a registered massage therapist to be billed under, correct? Yeah. Okay.
But therapist, visual therapist. I do have people like I do have some people that pay out of pocket.
Okay. And are they more the type that have excess money to spend? Is that why? Or do they just see it like, oh, this is a necessity. I don't mind paying it.
I feel like it's both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. like they experience the benefit, and some are business owners and stuff like that, so they are willing to pay. I like to get to the point where it doesn't even matter. They just know the benefit of it and it's fair to hang over today, even if it's once a year.
As far as since you started till now, what marketing or sales strategies have been the most like effective for you in like growing your practice, your business?
Honestly, I haven't really focused on selling. I think most of it is just word of mouth. And then I try to do content, but it's hard to do content. I tried it when I started. I didn't touch it for like years. It's until I started working on the professional, and
Mhm.
I feel like the professionals help get the word out for me at least. 'Cause, especially with the sports scene here, especially basketball. We have a lot of Filipinos here in Winnipeg. Basketball is huge in Winnipeg. So obviously they see, Filipino working on, one of the athletes. And it's like, okay, yeah, those athletes like it. I want that done too. It's like, all right. And then it's just word of mouth from there.
Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know that there's a lot more Filipinos in Winnipeg.
Yeah, there's a lot. And basketball is huge. Like even with huge.
I guess for you, when you've started your business, or I guess besides working at the clinic, what's one thing that you're hoping to do this upcoming year as far as like expanding your business and your service?
Like I would like to. I think there's a couple of workshops that I want to take. I want to learn. Yeah, there's a lot of workshops I want to take. But hopefully, I'm hoping this year I get to take a workshop with like gait happen, like anatomy and motion, so more feet. I want to include feet in my treatment. Yeah, I want to include feet in treatment. So that's a huge thing that I want to do this year.
I know I know I shared you that link at one time about those barefoot shoes.
Yeah, I'm, I'm still, I still need to get a pair. But yeah, I want for sure. That's one of the huge things I want to do. Include feet in my treatment.
What got you interested in the feet and like the foot actually like wanting to do that type of work?
Again, social media, and then kind of reaching dead ends when I get clients with the issue. With me, it's like not knowing what to do bugs the hell out of me.
Mm.
If I don't know what's going on, I feel like this person's kind of wasted their time soon. Kind of a bad way of thinking. It's also in a good way because like now I'm driven to learn more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I think people are kind of excited, and athletes or non-athletes with ankle sprains. I know it affects everything above, and just knowing how like one little thing off in the foot or the ankle can affect everything. I want to know what that little thing is, and again, be able to provide a treatment that maybe colleagues that I know aren't can or like kind of step it up.
That's super important because like, yeah, I think that's one thing I'm also trying to get into is like, well, continue to be a proponent of, feet health, foot strength, because of the fact that with that being the foundation, like, where do you think everything, goes up? It goes from, your ankles, your knees, your hip, to your back. I mean, there's a lot to be said. So if you have, especially doing assessment I always ask people, all right, take off your shoes. Let's do assessment as far as, balance, as far as doing a toe touch, a squat. Like that's the first thing I look is the ankle stability, whether if they're caving in, or if they really can't bend their ankle. And even on the table, when I'm trying to stretch their calves, some people have rock solid calves where I can't budge to dorsiflex. And I'm like, what are these people wearing? What are they doing? But it's probably because, we don't work on our feet and we don't work on that mobility part. And so like me being, having had so much ankle sprains in my basketball and volleyball career, like I know for sure, like my ankles need to be worked on more and my feet, because it's just weak. And so I think that's why I'm a huge proponent, and I'm trying to build awareness to my clients and people at Stretch. Like, I think we should look at your feet first before we look at any other issues besides internal stuff. But everything external, we can always look at the feet first. So that's cool. I guess my last question for you is, if you were to, going back to the topic of, I think you're mentioning about professional athletes and whatnot. If someone wanted to like start working with professional athletes or professional team, what kind of advice can you give?
Like when the opportunity was there, grab it. Don't hesitate. Just be confident in your skills. You know, yeah. I think just it's confidence too. Just because we're a professional doesn't mean you would treat them any different than someone who came in off the street. Like your shit.
Mm.
Yeah. 'Cause I feel like if I was nervous, there's no way I can perform. I just get in the zone. And to get yourself out there, like what I did with the athlete race, I just started following them on Instagram, liking their stuff, and I guess that led them to my page and saw that I did this stuff, and then they reached out to me. Domino effect after that.
That's cool. Well, hey, thank you so much for hopping onto my podcast. Definitely, for those who are listening, want to get into, fascia stretch to become a fascia stretch practitioner, always look into stretchtowin.com. That's where you can learn more about how Chris and Ann Frederick started this amazing community, this type of modality. They've been doing it for 30 years plus. They've written research. It's science-based. It's in professional sports and with professional athletes for many years. Fun fact is that I actually went down deep in the archive on YouTube, and I found a YouTube clip with Ann stretching Charles Barkley, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah?
This was 12 years ago, and now I was like, dang, that's cool. Like Charles Barkley knew about this back then. Props to them.
And Anne is like, she's like this. She's like, she's really a little lady. I think she's shorter than me, and I'm short. And then working on like some 7-foot legs. Doesn't matter the size, like it can be done.
Mm-hmm. So to help share with the audience how people can follow you, and of course stretch session with you, do you mind sharing your social media handle, an email, a website, and then of course your physical work location so they can book a session with?
So mostly people will just contact me through Instagram to book a stretch session. So it's BELLE dot Panlilio, PANLILIO. That's on Instagram. And then you can just message me here.
Okay, cool. And that's the way they can book a session. Okay. Simple, easy. Cool. But yes, and of course, for those of you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow the Stretch to Go podcast. We have a lot of great things coming up this year for the podcast, interviewing different people in the health, fitness, wellness, holistic field. So please look out for that. And thanks again, Annabelle, for helping.
Thanks for having me. I was on
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.